This is a 2025 Ford Ranger XLT, and I believe this truck spells trouble for Toyota, GMC, and Chevy. I borrowed this Ranger from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here at Salt Lake City. It is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Diego. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys see options and features on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors. So it does have four-wheel drive. Desert Sand is a new color for 2025. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Just below, this does have the 301A equipment group for $1,100. Also, 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 for $2,195. FX4 off-road package, advanced towing package, front license plate bracket, and this does have the integrated box side step. Base price comes in at $39,595. Destination is $1,595 with a total price of $46,820. And then here are the Philly common numbers off to the side. Almost $50,000 for a mid-trim Ranger. Now, one thing you have to understand is this does have a lot of nice features on it, and it does start under 40 grand without destination. On the front end, you do have LED headlights, fog lights, incandescent turn signals. No front parking sensors, however. Front recovery hooks. And overall, I like this styling. It's not too like in your face, but it does work for sure. Now as you get a little bit closer, you guys can see you have some dark gray and silver accent on the front end. Some flow through right here. And great ground clearance too. Huge skid plate down below. Oh yeah, it's good stuff there. No front camera, so you're not gonna have 360 camera view. And then here's a quick peek at this suspension. So they do give you double wishbone. Upper and lower control arms are finished in aluminum, including that steer knuckle in there too. Independent, coilover setup, fabric liner in there, which is gonna be easy to clean out. And then here are the tires. So FX4 does give you a slightly more aggressive tire. So these are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATs, 255/70, 17-inch wheel. So these are 31.1 inches tall, 10 inches wide. And I like that graphite on the wheels, which pretty much matches the front end. I don't know if I like the gray with this color though. I don't know. Not my favorite for the most part. But yeah, you guys see right here, these tires were made in Mexico, and capacity is right here, 2,469 pounds per tire, and that's at 51 PSI max. I will show you guys the yellow sticker on the door here in a second. And as you scoot back, you guys can see no running boards, which I actually like that. For these trucks, they don't sit that high, so I would probably skip them every time. They don't paint the mirror caps. No smart key system. So you have to really look at the pricing compared to like a Lariat for sure. This is the only configuration for this truck too, crew cab, short bed. And here's where we're gonna fill up at. 87 octane and 18.8 gallon fuel tank. Now out back, here's your leaves. You just have two, that bottom one being a helper spring. And you do get a liner in the rear. By the way, they do give you some protection for that fuel tank and that transfer case right there because of the FX4 package. It is expensive, but you get a locker in the rear too. It's gonna be a $373. And I would 100% not skip this step. It's not that expensive, and it's just a bunch of plastic right here anyway, so why not put a step in so you can grab something out of the bed. And here's a rear. So these taillights have a mix of LED and incandescent bulbs. Rear parking sensors, receiver hitch right here. LED lights and plate lights do come standard. And this looks new for some reason. I'm sure this is for your spare tire. Yeah, that is for your spare tire. I just don't remember this being here on the last trucks I've done. 7 and 4 pin. You see that rear end a little bit better, as I said, 373. And here is the donut style spare tire. You have a light for hooking up your trailer at night, and assisted tailgate. Bed lights are right there, and they give you some on both sides. Also, you have 120 volts of power, and lastly, that power sliding glass is an option, and incandescent bulbs up top there too. Now here's a side view of the truck. So this is why the Ranger spells trouble for the competitors. This engine. This is the only truck that offers a V6, and not only just the V6, a twin turbo one, they also have a larger displacement one, twin turbo V6 for the Raptor. Now, every time I grab keys for a truck, I don't look at the window sticker, so I didn't know what engine this XLT had. Once you start driving it though, you can tell very, very quickly that it does have this 2.7 liter twin turbo V6. The power is all over the broadband, and because of how light this truck is, it performs flawlessly. Now, this does have 315 horsepower, which doesn't seem like much compared to GM's 2.7 liter inline 4 turbo, which has 310, but the 400 pound-feet of torque that this engine has is behind GM's 4-cylinder, but I promise you this, coming soon, I will do a MPG and performance test against that engine with this one, and this one's going to walk it like it's standing still, simply because you have 2 more cylinders. It is port and direct injected, which I like, and it does use compacted graphite iron for the block, aluminum heads. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. I did a comparison with the XLT and Lariat, and for not much more money for me, I would just go with the Lariat every time, just simply because of the fit and finish of the interiors. Now, they do give you some soft touch right here, but the rest of this door is going to have hard plastics, no seat memories. You do have power folding outside mirrors on this one, auto up and down for the front windows only, and place for a bottle. This truck does have an optional 10-way power seat, including lumbar, decent bolstering for the seats too. The headrests are not adjustable, but you do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Here's some of your controls for your lighting right here. Let's go ahead and jump over to the passenger side. Now on this side too, it does have an 8-way power seat, okay? When you get a Lariat too, by the way, you do have this storage here, but on the XLT they don't give it to you. I don't know why they did that. It's very interesting for sure. This isn't soft open, by the way, but decent size for the glove box. And grab handle only on this side, not on the driver's side. Out back, they don't cheap out right here. They still give you some soft touch. And you only have a seat back pocket for the passenger seat. No 60/40 rear bench. A little bit of storage just below the seat here. No air vents, but they do give you a 120 volt power plug and 2 USBs, type A, type C. There is a hump in the center, and when you put the seat down, they do provide an armrest in the center. You guys saw that that power sliding glass was an option on the window sticker. So really quick, let's just go through that very fast. So the front seats are power, that was an option. Heated front seats, this power sliding glass, and then you do get the larger display with dual climate control up front. That all comes part of that 301A equipment group. As silly as it is, they do not allow you to have push button start with an XLT, which is why, again, I rather the Lariat, because then you get smart key system too. But you do have to start it with the key, which is not a big deal for some people. You can probably see that trailer brake right there. So 10.1 inch display comes standard. They do not upgrade this 8-inch display on this side, however, so just keep that in mind. Okay, and above, you guys see, you have your vanities. Here, place for your sunshades. This is how you slide that rear glass. LED interior lights on this side also. Vanity, no lights however. And just below the screen, you guys can see on the screen you have your heated seat buttons there, dual climate control on the screen and off the screen. You can change the temperature. You can also use the screen to do so too. Wireless charger, 2 USBs right there. Here's your gear selector with the gear limiter on the side, electronic parking brake. This is your drive mode, so you can see it has normal at the very top there, eco, sport, tow haul, slippery, mud and ruts, sand. Alright, go back up to eco mode because there's no fuel in here. It actually automatically defaults to that too. If you push here, hopefully you guys can see, this is like your off-road pages here. So you can lock that rear axle. You have like a trail control right here and some off-road pages. Hopefully you guys can see that. No four-wheel drive auto, which I like to see. And this is wrapped in a leather-ish material. 12-volt power plug. And I mean, that's really all I want to show you guys. On this screen, it is customizable. So if you go to, let's see, settings, screen content, you can actually add a tachometer in here. You can add oil temperature. Let's go back and see how that looks when you do all that. So there it is. So you have your tachometer and then you have your oil temp, which is good for if you're towing a trailer, right? Let's go and check out the payload. The front gross axle weight rating is going to be 3,274 pounds. The rear is 3,570 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 6,170 pounds. The wheels are 17 by 7.5 wide, and that axle code is a 7.3. And all the payload is 1,411 pounds. Tire pressure is 35 psi all the way around. Hope you guys liked the video. This is definitely a nice truck, and I think that Ford is doing it the best. They're adding those engine options that people want, more power, especially if you do tow something, right? And if you don't tow anything, well, if you need to get on the highway, this truck has a ton of power. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out Larry Miller Super Ford's inventory. As for Diego, see you guys soon.